Hi, Swapna.
Hi, Naina. Am I
Thank you.
audible?
Yes, you are. All
Okay,
good.
great.
Am I audible? Can you see
Yes,
me?
yes, yes.
Excellent. Thank you. First of all, again, thank you so much for joining. I really
Oh,
wanted to have a conversation with you. And sometimes I send out invites to people that I think my audience will love. And honestly, I actually want to talk to them. So I'm really grateful that you accepted the invite.
thank you so much for the invite. And I love seeing your videos, and I'm really glad that we got to connect this way, at least.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Trust me,
Oh,
because I love your work and I am a bit of an aspiring artist myself.
I
So
can totally see.
every time I see someone that is, it makes me looking at you and your work, it made me feel like, wait, maybe I can also do it. So it's
Yes,
very
yes.
inspiring and then actually having the time to actually speak to you, that's pretty cool. I
Really
appreciate that.
appreciate it. You cannot say aspiring artist because you're an artist yourself, I
You know,
believe.
I'm not a professional full-time artist, and you are, and that's like incredible. To
Oh,
me, it's
thank you.
incredible.
And I do believe that photography is also some kind of art. So,
Sure.
in that way,
That's very sweet of you. But I do appreciate the difference between someone like you, who is, a full-time professional artist, versus someone like me, I do it, yes, but I don't think I've ever pursued it properly in that, you know what I mean, in that
yes,
sense.
yes.
So I'm very interested to know how you got into it. You worked at Infosys, and
You
how did you
found
go
out that?
from how did you go from your engineering to
Oh,
this? Because I
yes.
mean, I do see some parallels, but
Yeah.
like, how did it all start? Like, please tell us.
Oh my God, it was a crazy journey. But I'm glad that you found out that I had that Infosys background.
Of course.
Yeah, it had been an amazing journey and crazy in a good way. Yeah,
Sure.
a long journey, but yeah, but all those days contributed. As you said, you can see the parallels, and I've heard that earlier as well. In my work, somehow that engineering background comes to play, but yeah, I learned engineering and I got placed as a software engineer, and I tried my best for almost
Sure.
6 years. But yeah, by 6 years I realized that it's not my cup of tea, and I should pursue something that I really enjoy and something that I could you know see myself doing in the coming years. So I just wanted a reason to step down from that, and my daughter happened.
Yes. Amazing.
Oh, that was such a blessing because early days when you get that kind of pay scale and you won't feel that comfortable, or even you're not confident enough to take that decision to step down from that kind of a job, and you earned it somehow, right?
Yes.
You studied, and you then at that time it was a well respected job, and without any plan or without any vision, you're just deciding to step down. It was not an easy decision, but
Ah,
even then I didn't step down thinking that I will pursue arts as such, but I just wanted a break. At that time we were
okay.
in Bangalore, and my husband was also into IT, so
Okay.
we both understand how it is in the IT field, clocking 9.5 hours with a newborn. It was hard. We tried for
Sure.
1 year.
Oh,
As soon as she turned one, that is yeah, as soon as she turned one, and after my maternity leave, I had to change the team, and it was not going very well. So
ah.
I thought I'd take a break, and I was into SAP coding, but it
Mhm.
was in demand at that time. So we thought maybe once she start going to play school, I will join back, but that didn't happen.
Wow. But
Yeah.
I have to, sorry, I'm interrupting you, but you said two very interesting things. You spent 6 years at Infosys.
Yes.
I mean, it wasn't something that you joined and you immediately quit. Actually gave it your best shot.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
what it sounds like. And
And
even with your daughter, you actually took a whole year to come to that point where you finally were like, okay, fine, this is not working and this is not what I foresee in my future. So,
right.
yeah, I mean, I guess it shows that you have a deep commitment to things that you have committed to, which
Yes. Yes.
shows in your art as well. Because, the kind of art that you do, it's not something that you wake up one morning and you're like, oh, it's done. It takes time to create each piece, to
Right.
put those pieces together. All work is done by hand. And so that is, I think, one of the things that I can see reflected in your
Yes.
art journey also. Very, very interesting. Thank you for sharing that. And then
Uh,
how did you guys decide to move to Adelaide?
Thanks for noticing that, Naina. Now, it's kind of self-reflection as well. When you said, I'm telling myself that yes, I tried for 6 years, right? Yeah, that's a good part. Thank you for pointing that out. We need that validation sometimes, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Yes. And so in 2014, we didn't come directly to Adelaide. We went to Doha.
Okay.
So yeah, my husband got an offer there. So we were there for
Ah.
10 years, Doha,
Oh,
Qatar. Yes.
wow.
And we came to Adelaide 2 years back in
Ah.
December 23.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Awesome.
So before going to Doha itself, I had started doing arts. Arts or creative side of me was always there. Even during my Infosys days, when you mentioned 6 years, how I survived 6 years was because I get to have some creative time in the evenings. So
Okay.
even while going to office, my mind wouldn't be in that coding field. I will be thinking today after coming back, I'll paint this, I will do this, such things.
Wow.
Because at that time, no internet. We don't, even after coming back, we don't spend that much time on screen.
Sure.
So, and all I do is arts. So after the switch, after stepping down, the switch was kind of gradual, and I didn't feel like I am stepping down from something and I need to start something new. Because it was part of me
Already. Yes.
and already. So whenever baby is sleeping, I would paint or I would do something creatively, and I started going around to art exhibitions or flea markets, and Bangalore was really supportive in that way.
Sure. Yes.
Lots of
It always
creative
has
things.
been. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So it was fun that way, and I got to explore that side of me as well in that period, in between 2012 and 2014, in that 2 years or 3 years, I would say.
Okay.
And and in that period, I somehow started getting a feeling that I was not doing something seriously, because I'm not a trained artist, one. So I
Sure.
don't have that confidence. One thing I was clear was I didn't want to do it as a hobby and just keep it for myself or to gift. I wanted, something that people could see and relate to, and something to take it as a career forward. I was sure, because otherwise I wouldn't get that kind of motivation which I needed, right?
Wow.
So,
Okay.
and I didn't have any circle at that time with the similar mindset, because usually we see people, especially in India, we find that this will always be a side hustle and we
Yes.
have something else.
Yes.
So I started with absolute no reference. I would just sit and paint, uh, just polishing my skills. That was my early days by 2014. But I had understood after attending few events, and I was doing as a functional art at that time, because I knew in and also it would be because of my lack of formal training as well. I didn't know how this would fit, or who will be interested in purchasing something like that, right?
Sure.
So I would do functional things like paint on clocks or nameplates, things like that, which people really want, and they would
Yes.
prefer customizing and buying. So that's how I started. And
Wow.
I had done a training, a small course in proper stained glass, that is cutting
Okay.
and soldering to create Tiffany glass panels and Tiffany
Wow.
lampshades and all. So that one really sparked the interest in working more on glass. But I was sure since it required more of manpower and
Hmm.
lots of chemicals involved, I wouldn't be pursuing that in my home studio. But somehow I wanted to explore more of that medium.
Okay.
So
Okay.
during that phase, I was working on more of those works. By
Wow.
2014, when we moved to Doha, that's when I would say it was kind of a turning point in my it's kind of new beginning for me, right? I could
Sure.
start fresh,
Yeah.
and lots of possibilities. which again I had to explore and find out. But yeah,
Of
Doha
course,
gave me
yeah.
another chapter.
Excellent. So you went to Doha and I mean, first of all, the clarity that you had that you didn't want it to just be a hobby and
Yeah.
that you wanted to, do it professionally. I think
Yes.
that's the biggest thing. And everybody, because all of us have that, right? Oh, it's a hobby, right? We just do it on the
Right.
side. When I, for example, started my art journey, it was like, I don't know, maybe I never had
Right.
that clarity of like, okay, I want to do this. So
Yes.
I
Yes.
think that makes a lot of difference. And
Right.
I have to say, you mentioned it a few times. You say that, we don't have the confidence or you didn't have the confidence. But for someone like me, like even the exchange that we had last evening, I look up to you for that because
Oh,
I have trouble standing up for myself. You felt uncomfortable and you reached out to me and you sent me that message. And I know even sending that message might not have been fully comfortable. Just for
yes.
you to be able to do that, I really admire that because
Oh,
I don't think I'm at a place where I'm able to do that for myself. I'm usually like, oh, it's okay. I'll go with it. And
yes.
I'll hold resentment for it later on that why didn't I do
Right.
that? I should have said that. I should have clarified. So I feel like you have that clarity, which I think is important for everyone in whether you are working a job or you're working as an artist. And I feel for an independent artist who works on their own, it is even more important.
Yes.
So, the fact that I mean, I know you've been here for 2 years or that you've been an artist, a professional artist for 12 years, would that be right? Or more?
Uh, no, I would say less than 10 because
Less than
before
10.
the,
Okay.
yes, yeah,
Yeah, but almost a decade. So
yes,
that's the difference between someone
right,
like you and me because I did not even know that Nava existed. And the fact that you mentioned that made me look at it and go, wow, like, wow, this is excellent because in a
yes,
country like Australia, we have these things that
right,
are good for the artists. But,
right,
then I also went into looking for, are there any standards for like content creators or photographers? And there
yes.
aren't. And it's so
Oh,
fascinating to,
right.
be able to look at that. But yeah, I really appreciate the message that you sent yesterday and the conversation we had because I was like, wait, I need to do this for myself. How have you always been like this, or was this something that you have built over the years?
No, I think I'm not sure when you are saying that I'm reflecting. I wasn't like that. It came with years of experience, I guess. Because
Okay.
as I said, I didn't have any reference, right? I couldn't ask someone, or I couldn't see someone in my field, or I really noticed the point that you mentioned in your bio, content creator before the term even coiled, right? I
Yeah,
started working on upcycling and sustainability before the term even came, right?
exactly.
Yeah,
Yes.
so that is kind of, at that time there was no reference. So when I started with working with plastics, or when I started creating such unconventional things, I didn't know whom I should contact, how people will perceive this. I knew I was gonna do that, but I didn't know how to proceed with that. I didn't know where to take it. So it was all research and development from my side. And
Wow.
with that, you come up with that, when you face someone, you don't need to learn, right? It comes from your own instincts that, okay, this is what I do, and okay, this is what I'm gonna get for that. So that's kind of, I think it's a gradual evolution in my from my side as well. Because even
Wow.
in Doha, when I started painting, I didn't straight away start working on with upcycled plastics.
Sure.
Even now, I do a lot of painting as well. I
Okay.
love playing with paint and but always the constant thing is textures.
Ah.
I want textures, and I want some kind of tactile thing in my work.
Okay.
So that's when I thought of experimenting with the single-use plastic, which I had used earlier in making earrings back
Oh,
in the,
wow.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Wow.
So when I started exploring that texture, I found out. So I think around that time when we moved to Doha, from in Doha we had a small but beautiful curated community of artists and crafters. So
Ah.
we do every other week we do. Beautiful market in one of the cultural village there, and people come there, and since it's a curated market, people get to see one of the authentic and really unique things handmade things, only handmade, and
Sure.
that too, it's a multicultural environment. There will be lots of nationalities
Of course.
participating. That was a big learning experience for me, and I think around that time I came to know about Instagram, because at that time I was only in Facebook, and
Wow.
Instagram just opened another world for me. I could learn. I cannot say enough. I learned lots of things from Instagram. And
Sure.
in a country like Qatar, where we don't have that much gallery options, it's a very small country, right?
Yeah.
So I had to find ways to exhibit my artworks, because uh, Middle East, as you know, it will be 6 months of summer, peak
Yes.
summer, and 6 months of nice weather. So we
Yes.
do these events during that nicer weather
Nice
time.
one.
So 6 months we have where we have the time to prepare, or
Yes.
create something else. And during that time, I created a body of work with these plastics. And I got to know about the online platform named Art Finder, which is based
Okay.
in London, through Instagram.
Sure.
And I just registered without
Wow.
knowing anything. I just registered, sent my artworks photo. So I'm not sure how I registered back then, but yeah, I registered.
Wow.
I'm sure they might have asked for some CV or photos. I didn't even
Yes.
know how to create that. No chat GPT at that time.
Of course. Yeah.
And I think Art Finder changed, and it just I would say changed my whole perspective about how. And I knew that artists are literally creating and selling their work. I didn't, and they are living as a full-time artist. So that was a
Wow.
huge aha moment for me.
Sure.
And
It showed you a possibility that this is also possible.
yes. And
Okay.
then I sat down, learned every day. I would just learn from that platform. I get to see people, how they are creating a body of work, how they are putting that, how they are creating their narratives, how they are getting featured. All these happen
You
through
did all this by yourself.
just me.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it was a learning experience, and there was nobody from Qatar at that time selling artwork abroad. So during that period, I would say I would ship my artworks to the UK and US consistently, starting
Wow.
from 2017, I would say, because
Okay.
before that I was juggling with all sorts of mediums, and I was trying to find my voice,
Yes.
and
Sure.
what is something that I need to pursue for a longer time. I want to experiment a lot, and those two periods, years gave me that period to just learn myself some
Wow.
more. And my son happened in 2017.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So during that, of course, there is no maternity leave when you're a
Yes.
freelancer.
Oh,
Uh,
24/7 it is. Yeah.
it is, and my brain is like that now. It is auto-tuned like that. I only
Yeah.
think and sleep and
Yes,
dream
that
everything.
I understand. Yes, that
Yes,
I understand.
yes.
Because for me, it's, me coming to Adelaide was me starting from scratch essentially
Right.
at 44.
Yes.
And there was a part of me, like before I left, there was an art gallery that reached out to me in India. And I was like, oh, wait, someone's interested in my art. Like, seriously, like, what is happening?
Wow.
And, I worked with them for a little bit, but I did feel that it was a little unstructured. And then once I got here, I was like, this is a totally different market. The way Australia takes their artists so seriously.
Yes.
There is a
Yes.
lot of support available. I mean, I still
Right.
really haven't explored that because for me, I decided that I need to pick a lane because I was doing content, I was doing photography, I'm
Yes.
painting, I make brooches. I said, what all am I going to do? I
I
need
saw
to.
your brooches and I love that.
Thank you so
Especially
much.
the ones inspired. I feel those are gunflowers inspired.
Yes,
I really love that. And
they
even
are
the
such.
recent one, I saw something. Is it blue or something? Did you wear anything blue recently? I really like that as well.
The gumflower inspired ones are such a pain to make. I can't even tell you.
Oh, really?
But it's so, I and it's so to me it's shocking because I took my brooch. I literally was wearing a brooch and I took one and I went to the shop at the Art Gallery of South Australia at AGSA.
Yes, yes,
And I went to the shop and I was like, hey, I'm here on a 491 visa. I'm here
yes,
for 5 years. It's a work visa. And I'm an artist, I made these. I showed it to her. And she was like, why don't you send us an email
yeah.
and with your brief and everything and we'll take a look at it. And I was like, oh, okay. So I thought, typical Indian thing where I'm used to send us an email and nobody wants to respond to you. I
Yes,
sent them an email and within a week, it was all sorted. They were like, yes, this series, we will buy this series in one
yes,
go. We'll
yes.
put it in our shop and that's it. And I was like, what?
Wow.
Because in India, the response I had gotten was, yeah, we'll take 4 pieces, we'll put them in our shop. If they sell, they sell. Otherwise, we'll
Let's
send
see
them
how
back to
it
you.
goes.
And
Yeah,
I never did any retail with that in India because I was like, the way I have made the pieces, nobody else is going to care about the pieces the way I do. And people are
right.
going to treat it like a fashion accessory.
Yes.
So I never did retail in India. And here I was like, I still can't believe that that happened. And it
Yes.
took 3, 4 months, but all the pieces eventually sold. And
Wow.
I'm still like, wow, I don't know what to do with that. But I feel that Australia takes their artists seriously.
Absolutely,
It's
absolutely.
very
And it's
shocking to
such a
me.
wonderful place to sell your works, right? AXA, people come
Yes,
there with,
yeah,
arts in mind, and it's a
yes,
wonderful platform to share your work.
yes, it is,
Yes,
it is. But
yes,
it's just for now, I feel that because honestly, I need to build a solid financial foundation.
yeah,
And I feel that doing content is the fastest way to do that. So
yes,
right now, my primary focus is content.
right.
Second focus is photography. And
Yes,
everything else is currently on standby.
yes. It will happen. Everything will eventually happen. Adelaide has that magic, I believe, and it will fall in place. Yeah.
Thank you for saying that, but I want to
Yes.
know your Adelaide journey. Like, how did you guys get here? How did you get into the art scene here? Tell us more, please.
Uh, um, my husband was a prime. We also came on 491 visa, so
Okay.
he was a primary applicant. And we
Okay.
decided after COVID, we decided in 2022, I guess, that we are moving. And
Okay.
once we got the visa, then we didn't delay that much because my daughter was almost going to high school, and we didn't want
Ah,
to, confuse her that much in
yes.
Doha, and then the shift between Doha and Adelaide. So we decided that time itself, and it was almost 9 years of 9.5 years of journey in Doha. It was not easy to shift altogether, right? But yeah, we
Yeah.
decided we decided that okay, we are gonna begin again in Adelaide, and
Wow.
we also knew no one here. My husband's he had a schoolmate, a senior from school here who has
Okay.
been here, so that was
Okay.
a single point of contact. And
Wow.
yeah, in 2023 December we came. But one thing for clear was for him it would be easy to find a job,
Sure.
and for me it was I was a bit skeptical because I will have to start everything again. And whoever I shared in Doha that we are shifting everything, everyone from my side, everyone asked, are you nuts? Are you really gonna make this move? In especially after COVID, I worked with some esteemed clients in Doha and some of the ministries and so many platforms, and it was an amazing journey in Qatar after COVID, especially some big projects. And all of a sudden, I'm saying goodbye. Everyone
Yeah.
asked, "Are you sure? Are you sure?" And that made me really, a bit worried, I would say.
Sure.
But again, there was some kind of confidence in me. Like I started from scratch in Doha itself, so it wouldn't be that difficult here because we
Yep.
know the path, right?
Yep.
Um, so after coming here again, I did some homework before coming itself,
Of course.
and so I learned about Adelaide. I learned how I just went through how art scene is, how are the events happening, and again I was comfortable uh, sharing my works online, like platforms like Artfinder and Saatchi Art. Those were the platforms that I sell my artworks, the galleries that I sell through.
Okay.
So I wanted to find out some platforms like that in Australia, and my initial plan was to continue using the other platforms, Artfinder and Saatchi, because anyways that doesn't matter, right?
Of course. Yeah.
Only the location matters. And then I found out the gallery named Blue Thumb.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as I came here, I registered in Blue Thumb. I didn't have any artwork, or I didn't know even people would buy the work that I'm creating at that time, because all
Sure.
my audience was in the UK and the US and then Qatar, but not in. I just thought, okay, I see,
Of
and
course.
I started I think I joined by early 2024, and then I noticed what kind of artworks goes in the platform, and then I thought, anyways, I had few paintings from Doha as well.
Yes,
I had
of
few
course.
photos of the paintings. I didn't have any.
Oh,
Yeah, only the photos, because my container was yet to come.
wow.
So I thought I just try sharing and see how the response is. And I got the sense that since my wall sculptural work is completely new and
Mm-hmm.
new to the audience here, it might take some time to reach to the people, or I was not sure if there is an audience for that at that time.
Okay.
And I would share some paintings, random works in the early 2024, I would say. Mm, but I started painting consistently, and I wanted to create something related to Australia, because that was something that I did back in Doha as well.
Yes.
I used to paint a lot of Doha skyline, which
Yes.
people would relate to very well.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. And then I started painting outback landscapes here.
Wow.
And again, as how you are approaching it, you want that financial base, or you want some earning from that. That was my approach as well when I started,
Sure.
because for that artwork, I want um, people to not think too much and take the decision.
Yes.
So I would price that, or I would create artworks in that way, and which went really well, which is still
Yep.
doing really well.
Yes.
So
Yes.
since that earning is there, I get to experiment a lot with whatever that I'm trying to pursue as well. So
Exactly.
that was
Exactly.
kind of the beginning for me in Adelaide, in terms of how I started, exploring the scene. But then, while pursuing this wall sculptural or the upcycling part of me, um, the initial one, I had one commission piece to be started. I think that was committed already back in Doha, but I did that here after
Okay.
moving. So it occupied me for another 3 months.
Sure.
So
Wow.
I was doing that, and that gave me the space to share things on the social media as well, which opened,
Ah,
the audience here started noticing, and okay,
yes.
something different. uh, I think initial few months, I must thank that commission piece, which was sent to the US, and which was a larger piece as well.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
uh, and then
Interesting.
I think it all gradually evolved. First event was for the local council, Burnside Council, and that was my
Amazing.
first event here. I
Yes.
think 2 years back, in May 2024. So
Okay.
they had an environment expo which relate to whatever I am doing. So I
Exactly what you
asked them,
do. Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
So I asked them, is there any way that I could associate, because I'm an environment artist, and they were willing to feature me as an artist. So I was a feature artist, and I could do an artwork there, and that was my
Amazing.
initial point of getting to know the neighborhood and getting to know my council, and I
How
still
cool.
associate with them. Last year, I did a large commission piece for them, and this year again, hopefully, I will be doing something
Of
again.
course, you will be doing it. Oh my God, I want to see your work everywhere. It's amazing.
Oh,
It's beautiful. And your use of color, I like love a lot of color. So
colors,
happy to see
yes.
that. Yeah. And
Oh,
you also won an award last year, wearable art. I mean, what was all that
oh,
about? Please tell
oh.
us more.
The award was the first one. The wearable art was I was a finalist, not the award winner.
Okay. Okay.
Award was in Brighton Jetty Environment Awareness Award, and
Okay.
then I was a runner-up in the Burnside Environment Awards as well last year.
Wow.
And the more than everything, it gives you. You're in a new country, right? You don't know anyone. You don't know how your work will be placed in that.
Yes, please. Exactly.
So those
Wow.
were kind of like huge validation for me.
Excellent.
So yeah, last year, and then happened the wearable art. I was like, oh my God, what do I do? It's the first time that I'm taking the sculptural piece into, wearable form.
Of
Back
course.
in Doha, I got the similar feeling when I did this first large installation, which was in a room size.
Okay.
It was a huge installation, and that was the first time. Till then, I used to create small piece, but I, I guess since always your brain is working on this kind of thing, like you will be
Yeah.
prepared. You
Yes.
just need an opportunity. So
Yeah.
when that
True.
installation work came, I was like, of course we are going to do. And we just had, now when I look back, I don't know how we pulled that through. I had a support from one other artist as well. It was 2 weeks
Oh,
to
that's
do a
nice.
room-sized artwork. And it was the similar feeling when I got the finalist selection for the wearable art, because I haven't done anything like that. Now I have just submitted a design and now I am a finalist. How do I do?
Wow. So what is this wearable art that you made?
It is, so every year they do Australian wearable art in the Sunshine Coast.
Okay.
And they bring in artists from around the world. All the artwork will be in a wearable form. So the model can carry the artwork. So it will be on a model, and the model
Okay.
would walk around, and it's kind of a performing art as well. So
Sure, sure.
the model could perform on the
Okay.
ramp. It's a 20 feet long ramp, and
Okay.
they could perform. It's such a surreal experience, and
Wow. I mean,
I
you
had to
you
be
do,
there to experience that.
of course, yeah. You do say that one of your inspirations is Iris Van Herpen. Is there
Yes,
something that, like, like all the big chunky jewelry and all that, like
yes.
how do you associate with that?
Oh my God, I look up to her works, and it is like such. And I got to see her piece when last year at Radical Textiles.
Oh
There was
yes,
one
yes,
piece.
yes, there
Yes.
was.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. Yes. Oh, I'm glad that I don't know how you did your research, but I'm glad you did some research.
Little bit, not too much.
Yes, it's so inspirational. And I had this concept. I always try to stick on to plastic pollution and coral reef and coral bleaching.
Yes.
Somehow it was from way back in 2015, I guess. I don't know when. I haven't even seen a real coral reef. This coral reef thing was in my mind. So I
Wow.
obviously take the credit from my husband, saying I actually manifested Australia, not you.
Wow. Yeah, you never know. I know how these things work. It just, yeah.
Right. So, so the coral reef concept was in my mind. And in my initial design as well, the concept was coral reef, and I wanted the top portion to be the ocean, and then portraying the bleaching and the vibrant corals. That was the
Um,
concept. And the
Okay.
name of the piece was Amphitrite, which is a Greek goddess of ocean.
Okay.
I wanted to relate something to the god or goddess, because when I'm designing, somehow I was getting this feeling of a traditional art form in Kerala, which is related to god and goddess.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you have seen Kathakali or Theyyam. These are
Yes.
art forms in, yes. So Theyyam is very closely related to my family, because in my ancestral family, they do Theyyam every year. So
Wow.
that
Okay.
that is what I was getting in my mind when I was drawing the design. So all these got connected, and the amphitrite happened. But
Wow.
it
So it
took,
is it is true that everything is connected. Clearly,
yes,
you
yes,
have that cultural heritage in your family as well. And
right,
there's
right.
a lot of art and culture, and we are blessed, especially as Indians. If we actually
Oh,
look to our roots, there is so much
so
to we
much.
can draw
Yes,
inspiration from. Yeah.
yes, yes. So seeing amphitrite there after the model got ready, I was in tears literally, because I
Oh,
it almost felt like and with the lighting, it almost felt like I was seeing the Theyyam in that
come to
figure.
life. Yes.
Yes, come to life. Oh my God, I'm still getting goosebumps when I'm sharing.
Oh, that is so cool. I appreciate that. That's very nice.
Oh,
And you've also done installations. I've seen the last brand that you worked with was Bank SA, and it
yes.
was all everywhere. It was so
Oh,
cool. Like, how did that happen? How did that come about?
oh, it is. It's again a milestone moment. It's actually not Bank SA, it's Bank Australia. So there are
Bank
two.
Australia.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
oh my God.
So Bank SA is here, based in
Yes.
South Australia. Bank Australia, their headquarters, I think they are based in Sydney.
Okay.
They're kind of not kind of, they are an ethical bank. They have lots of ethical practices and closely related to sustainability and adding values in that perspective to their customers as well. So
Okay.
that was again a commission work for them when they were relaunching their bank cards. They were
Okay.
moving from their original bank card to the cards made only using the ocean collected plastics. So
Wow.
yes, it is an association between Bank Australia, Pali for Oceans, and me. It is like
Wow.
again a surreal experience because those are like big names, and Pali for Oceans are an entity. It's a
Okay.
worldwide. I think they are based in the USA, but they are very active group who collects the ocean plastic and create functional things and everything. They
Okay.
are a big corporates, but work only on the plastics found from remote islands, and they do cleanups. They have associated with big names like
Sure.
Adidas has Pali collected shoes.
Shoes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
so so it was an association between three of us, and so the card was made by Pali,
Okay.
and for the launch of the card, the installation was created. So it is used as
Ah,
a piece for them to market, and they to showcase harsh
of
effects
course.
of pollution. And it was launched at Martin's Place during the launch, and it was like, oh my God, I couldn't believe it was the Martin's Place where it is going to launch.
Wow.
And
That is,
yeah.
congratulations. I am so
Oh,
happy for you. I am
oh,
so happy for you.
thank you so much, Naina. Yeah,
Wow.
recently it was part of Climate Action Week as well. They had
Yes.
showcased that, and yes, it happened last September.
Yes.
Soon
Yes.
after, soon after the wearable art, and
Okay.
my
Wow.
brain was in skyrocket mode.
Excellent.
Yes.
Okay, I also want to ask you, you have a really good following on Instagram. Like 136,000 people follow your page, they engage with you. I haven't seen a lot of artists who have managed to do that. I mean specifically in Australia, but also even back in India, there are a lot of artists who will, so-called artists who will, dress provocatively, or, they'll go to all these events which are, high society press events. And one of the ways the audience, starts following them is because they look glamorous, or and it doesn't really have to do much with their practice of art. They'll pose with their paintings and they'll
Yeah.
post like really, edited images and things like that. But your page is not like that at all.
Yeah.
What is your thought behind your Instagram page? What are the things that you feel you share which connects with the audience, and, they want to know more and you get more engagement? I would love to know what your philosophy is.
Oh, thank you. I would say, as I mentioned earlier, Instagram has been there from the beginning, right?
Sure.
I grew my practice through Instagram, and over a period of time, I think now it just comes organically, and I don't. Even though, yes, at times I forget to turn on the camera and just complete everything, and then oh
Sure.
my God, I forgot to
Should
record.
have done it, yes.
Then
Forgot
I
to hit
just
record.
act
I do
like
that all the
taking
time.
a thread, or I just act like cutting, but it might have already done. But still, I believe it's a great platform where I could interact and meet so many like-minded people like you. We met through Instagram,
Yes.
and there is some sense of relatability. That's what I believe, because first thing, people know about plastics. We
Yes.
hear that, oh my God, it's causing pollution. We hear about that villainized version of plastic, but nobody know what to do with that,
What to do?
or
Yeah.
how to, sometimes they might need a spark of inspiration to just get started, or to approach this material differently. So I think sharing the videos or sharing the photos might be causing that spark of inspiration, and they would want to follow. I still get messages, so and really I'm so humbled to receive that messages from people following me since ages.
I
They have
know, yeah.
seen how the journey has been, and mostly people see, even though I'm recording raw, and there will be a version of my studio wouldn't be looking. It is
Oh,
still a shipwreck, and
always.
most of the time people wouldn't be seeing that not so fun part, but still people want to know, okay, how I could do things differently, how I could create this, and maybe that sort of relatability attracts more audience. And
Definitely.
uh, especially after COVID, I have seen this growth, and also I try to post consistently. I do not wish to complain anything about Instagram, because I just post every now and then, and I try to stick on to that, because now the brain is wired like that, and
Yes.
it's a platform, and you have that many people liking your works, so why not, right?
Why
Use
not?
the platform. And somehow, during that growth, I can see how my skills also has evolved.
Yes.
I can look back and see, okay, at that time I was doing like this, and how to use the phone, and so many things has evolved over the
Yes.
period.
Yeah,
And
it is definitely the documentation part actually is one of the reasons why I started blogging so many years ago. Because
yes,
all the work that I did, I said, okay, I need a place where I can put this so that I can see where I was and where I have come from.
right,
Which is the reason I started blogging. There was
yes,
no, like you said, content creation. There was no influencer
exactly,
marketing. It was a
yes,
documentation of my growth essentially. And then,
right,
of course, platforms like Instagram also help with that. I mean, if you don't want to maintain a website, which I do for some reason, then
yes,
Instagram
yes.
is a really good option for someone who doesn't want to invest in a blog that has 20 years of data on it.
Okay.
Because I pay a lot of money to maintain that.
Absolutely. No, website is also important,
It
when
is.
you're uh, in a very formal scenario, you need a website. And I'm very poor in managing my website. And every day, once in a while, I make up my mind. Okay, today I'm gonna do all this. But I think it's how, few things come organically, and we are structured like that. Maybe
Yes.
that's why.
Yeah,
But website is also very important.
it is. Yes, it is.
And since we are in this time or space, I think all these are relevant. We need
Yes.
to, say, since we have an option like that. Earlier, we didn't have that option. We had to go and present the artwork to a gallery, then
Yes.
gallery do the work for us. But now, since we have an option, we can choose to work either ways.
Yes, yes. Which brings me to my next question. Are you represented by one gallery or how do you, you're not, right?
No, no. Currently, I'm not represented by any gallery. I just work with certain galleries at for certain exhibitions or for certain events, just like that.
So how does
Uh,
that work? Like, do they approach you or do
yeah.
you approach them? Okay. Now, of
Uh,
course, you know.
for most of the works that I've done, not most of the, for all the works till now, uh, whenever they are planning for an exhibition or for an event, and when they like my works, the curator or somebody who manages the gallery has approached me asking if I would be interested. So these and these people are part of that, and I would say yes or no, and that's how we have worked.
Okay.
Uh,
Wow. Okay.
so till now, I haven't explored, because my major year last year was I was totally occupied. I didn't have any space or mindset to think of that. And there is a major major month that comes in August, just like Fringe. I'm not sure if you're aware of Sala month.
Yes.
Sala, yes.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Sala is a month when all the visual artists will be so busy,
Yes.
and it's a great experience, because all the artists will be exhibiting in any or some or the other place. So
Yes.
during that month, even last year I couldn't dedicate myself during that Sala period. But yes, during that time there will be lots of gallery options, or someone who's looking for group shows, or
Okay.
putting up any exhibitions. They will reach out to artists, and yes, that's how it has
Amazing.
worked
Okay.
last
See,
year.
because my worldview always was, even before gallery approached me, it was that, oh, I have to be in a gallery to be able to sell. Like I
Yes,
didn't
yes,
even know that the option existed that as an individual artist, I could do, Art Finder, like you mentioned,
right,
or Saatchi, or
right.
I didn't even know these options existed. Secondly, for me, I have this mental barrier of, oh my God, how am I going to pack it and ship it? Like
Yes,
and from what I know, you do all your packing and shipping.
yes. I have a shipment today.
Wow.
Yes, yes.
So how did you find out? So I'll tell you, for example, my biggest challenge is that my paintings are all circular. So
Yes.
I have no idea how to pack them.
You're just thinking that you have no idea. Imagine you got an order for $2,000. Will you pack it and send or
Yes,
not? Yes.
yes, I will.
So you will figure it out. That's what I have learned. You don't know until you just experience that. I have learned everything trial and error,
Wow.
experimenting, and that has been my go-to thing. Every now and then, you learn something while doing that.
Yeah.
Even
And
initial days, packing was a hurdle, because I remember when I was in Bangalore, when I was doing pieces with glass, it
yes,
was a challenge. The glass pieces, shipping them was the biggest challenge. Then I found out a material similar to glass, which was acrylic. I
yes.
started using acrylic sheets. But then again, when we moved to Doha, I didn't want to again buy acrylic sheets. Then I started using upcycled plastics.
Wow.
So shipment is a hurdle. Then for example, for Saatchi, they have certain documents where they share how to pack it, or they have guidelines to do such
Sure.
things, and
Yeah.
that also helps. Especially for the circular piece like yours, it will definitely be a rectangular or square box, but
Yes,
you
yes.
can create the box. It will take time, but
Yeah.
again, you can charge for your shipping, you can charge for your packing. So
Yeah.
you will evolve, I think,
Yeah.
after
No, and
first.
yeah, I have asked around and, here because everyone is so supportive of art and so
Yes,
many people seem to be more engaged with art than, at least in my experience, they were back in India. So I
yes.
have a friend in Melbourne, he's a photographer, his partner is an art collector, and they were here in Adelaide for a couple of days, and I was like, please, can I meet you? I need some advice on my art. Like, I don't know who to
Oh,
ask. And I was like, oh, how do I even ship these pieces? And he was like, have you not heard of pack and send? And I was
yes,
like, no, I
yes,
have not. And
yes,
then I called them up and I said, because in Adelaide everything works on calls. I was like, okay, I have a circular piece. It is this big. Can it be packed and shipped to the US? And he was like, yeah, honey, why are you asking?
I know, right? You're calling back and send and asking.
It was so simple. Like
Yes,
all
yes,
I needed to do was, have that extra money to be able to do the packing and shipping.
that's
And then
right.
I did get a client, they were in India. I don't know how they found me. They saw my piece and they were like, I want to buy it. And is the
Wow.
piece in India? And I said, no, the piece is in Adelaide. And she's like, no.
Oh,
She said, I'm
oh,
in the US. How much is it
yes,
going to cost to ship to the US? So I went and found out, and it was pretty expensive. And,
yeah.
I was like, this is how much it's going to cost. And she's like, oh, I think I'm going to pass on it for now. So
Oh,
but it's an interesting journey. The fact that I
yes.
even got an inquiry, for me, that was
Right,
like, oh, wow,
right.
okay.
I know. Is that
Yeah.
more than 100 centimeter?
No, it's less
More
than
than,
100. It's
if it
90.
is less than 100 centimeter, Australia Post will also send it. If
Okay,
it is
okay.
more than 1 meter, then you will have to approach DHL or
Yeah.
pack and
No,
send.
so the plan was to get pack and send to pack it and then give it to
Yes.
Ospost to ship it, which also
Okay.
is totally workable because pack and send
Right.
was like, yeah, we can pack it for you and you can
Yes.
have it shipped with whoever you want.
Yes.
But it was, and like you said, it happens, when you get
Right.
an order, then you're like, oh
Right.
shit, now I need to do
Now I
it.
need to figure somehow. Yes, even for the
Uh,
Sydney project, it was I have taken help from Parkinson, because all
wow.
the fish structures and the shark, everything,
I
they
can't even
packed.
imagine.
It
Wow.
was like nail biting day for me.
Incredible.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah,
I
but
I have one more question. You have been you've mentioned that you want to try resin casting. Have you started doing that, or
no.
was it just a thought?
Um, I haven't worked on. I don't
I
remember.
read somewhere that you were thinking of doing how to like preserving actual structures in resin.
No, I wanted to try 3D printing using
Yes,
recycled
3D
plastic.
printing also.
Yes, resin casting I didn't think of, and I had
Okay.
worked using resin way back in my paintings.
Oh, okay,
I
okay,
used to paint
okay,
combining plastics with resin and as a wall sculpture, not sculpture. Basically, it would be like a wall piece, an
okay,
artwork, no, not like a sculptural one. I
okay.
just wanted to combine the plastic textures using resin. That's it. But
Ah,
for the 3D elements, what I wish to is, and something that is on my list, is to try recycled plastic 3D printings. That's
recycled
that.
plastic 3D printing. Okay.
Yeah, yes, you get. There are recycled plastic filaments, and
Yes.
I want to try the possibilities of the single-use plastics to be used as a filament. I'm not sure if at all that's practical, and then
Wow.
create 3D printed
That's
forms.
so cool. That's a really
Yes,
good
that's
idea.
it.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
Okay.
something that I would love to explore. I wanted to try this last year, but it always last year everything took backseat with few other projects. Then yeah.
Okay. Well, being busy is a very good problem to
Very,
have.
yes, yes, that's right. So I don't want to complain.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Yes.
Otherwise,
Uh,
what has your experience been in Adelaide? I mean, apart from your art, how have you, gotten in? Do you feel at home now?
yes, yes.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
would be the first sentence that we both,
Oh,
from my husband's point of view as well, we both feel at home. And from day one, we really feel that sense of belonging here. And what we have felt is there is always someone to help if you just need to ask. You,
ah,
yeah, they might not sense it if you are in need, or if you need something. If you just ask, there is someone to find
yeah.
the way out, and they are very warm and welcoming. And
Yes.
that was our experience. And I think there is a kind of mindset. I wouldn't say mindset. There is a sense of comfortness in just trying to stick on to our own community. But on the other side, they are also ready to welcome us. You just need to, you
Yes.
know, go and speak to them. And it's a brilliant community out there who's ready to welcome.
100% agree with you on everything that you just said.
Oh,
100%.
yes,
I think for me, the challenge was that in India, it's a lot of communication is implied. People don't
yes,
communicate very clearly.
yes.
Whereas Australians are absolutely clear in your face. If you
Right.
want something, you ask for it, and they will say yes or no. That's
Yes,
different.
that's it. Yes.
Yeah. But you have to ask. And then if
Right.
someone offers, you can't be like, no, 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 no. If you actually want to receive their help, you say yes,
Yes.
thank you.
Yes. And they wouldn't mind.
Not
And
at all. Not at
yes,
all.
yes. Right.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
it's very easy, right? You don't have to complicate things in your brain. It's very
Exactly. It's just what you see is what you get. It's very, very
that's right.
simple. There's no
Yes.
need to double second guess anybody. It's like they're
Correct.
saying this, so you're doing this. But because I'm so used to the Indian double standard of, we will do this for you, but then actually there is 50 other things, which it doesn't work like
That
that here.
doesn't work here.
Yeah,
Yes.
here you go to someone and they say these are the two steps. Those are actually just the two steps.
Yes. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, it's been
So
very
there is a
interesting.
lot of learning and unlearning happening. And
I'm
yes.
doing that. I'm doing that.
Yes. Yes.
Every
So
day, there is so much every day.
right,
Yeah.
right. In a
Yeah.
beautiful way. And I think that is so good. We learn a lot. We learn
Yes.
a lot. And then, that's the best part, right? We get to learn good things from both our
Oh,
countries.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. I mean, that's what in India does some things differently. Australia does some things differently. We take
Yes,
our lessons and we move accordingly. Yeah.
that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Cool.
yeah, Adelaide has some magic, Naina. Believe
Oh,
in
yeah,
that.
yeah, for sure. No, no, I totally agree. Since
Yes,
the day I landed, I have felt like home. And
right.
I've been to a few other cities, and the energy in those cities has been a little different.
Yes, yes.
But Adelaide feels like, yes, this is where I belong.
Coming back home, right?
Yes.
After all those
Yeah.
years. I've
Yeah.
heard that from a couple of people. Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes, yeah,
That's
who
good
have
to
been
know.
here. Yes, and majority of the people that we have interacted in our early days, or even people from our friends or relatives from Melbourne and Sydney, would keep saying, "Oh, come to Melbourne or Sydney." But
Yes.
people who have been in Adelaide, couple of them have shared the same experience, that they just go and visit other places, but they feel
Yeah.
like coming back
Yes,
home.
yes,
Yeah.
agreed. Same with
Yes.
me because
Yes.
my visa is for 5 years, and
Yes.
for the first three, so everyone's like, oh, you need to be in Adelaide and South Australia for the first 3 years, and
Yeah.
after that you apply for your PR, and then you can go to Melbourne, you can go to Sydney, because you're
Right.
an artist and a photographer, and the scene there is better. And I was like, I am not going anywhere. I'm going to stay
Yes,
here.
you could go for work and come back.
Of course, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, yeah, definitely. I'll be traveling all over Australia. Hopefully, I'll have a 4x4, drive around, take
Drive around.
photographs and whatever.
Yes.
But
Yes.
I would like this to be home for sure. Yeah,
Right. Right.
yeah.
Yes. It
So,
has so much to
Swapna, if
offer.
someone wanted to see all your work, the work that you have done and shipped and sold, or the work that you are currently available, where can someone buy your art?
Buying currently is through me, or right now I'm taking more of commission works,
Okay,
and for this few pieces that are available will be through the Sachi Art or Art Finder.
okay,
And my website will be soon open. I just this year I had to change my domain, and as I said, I am very. I don't know. I just didn't feel like going to the laptop, and I keep procrastinating that
sure.
part. So after the change of domain, it is taking some time to just get back to that payment settings and everything. I'm
Ah, okay,
slowly uploading my works, and everything is getting back. But
okay,
that shift has caused me a bit of a hiccup. And
okay,
otherwise, you could just email me. That is the
okay.
best part to yes, start a conversation and
Sure.
start a project. Yeah.
Okay.
And rest of
Oh,
everything is on Instagram.
Instagram, of course.
Yes.
Instagram is the place to be. Yeah,
Yes, yes. It
absolutely.
has
Yeah.
opened a lot of
Oh, yes.
ventures.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm the daughter of an army officer and a homemaker, and
Yes.
we have no connections in any industry. So my dream of being a photographer, it was like, are you nuts? Like, how can you be a photographer,
Yes.
But
Yes.
because of the internet, I mean, when I started, there was no Instagram,
Right.
I had
Right.
a blog on blogger.com. And
Yes.
then, I started putting more work, and of course, then social media and all. I mean, without the internet, nobody would know about me.
Right.
So
Right.
it literally makes the world flat, because
Mm.
the audience that you can, how do I reach people otherwise, right?
Yes.
How does
Yes.
someone come and see your work in person? Not everyone can do that. But
No.
because of the internet, now someone sitting, 10,000 miles away is able to
Yes.
see your work and appreciate it.
You don't have to shrink yourself into your own locality. You can just widen the horizon and just fly. The
Yes,
Instagram and internet is making that possible. You just
yes.
need to explore and learn. Keep learning.
And experiment, yes, most
Experiment.
important.
Yes.
Because a lot of
Yes.
people get locked in saying, no, this is what is working, I will do only this. But I think it is very
Right.
important to experiment also and see what works.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Agree.
Okay,
Yes.
I think
Oh,
we have come to our 1 hour mark.
1 hour.
Again, I really appreciate you coming on. Thank you so much.
Oh, lovely. It almost felt like we were having a conversation in a cafe with a cup of
But
coffee.
that's
It was
the
really
idea.
nice.
Honestly, that is the idea for the podcast that I'm trying
Yes.
to do. And I did
Yes.
have a thought initially that, everyone has a podcast. Why should I do a podcast? But
Yes.
my reasoning A was that I want to be able to talk to people, even if they are
Right.
not in Adelaide, which I mean, you are. But, then even asking you that, oh, can we meet for a coffee? It's not always approachable or comfortable to ask the other person. But, being on a podcast, there's always this thing of more people will get to hear the conversation.
Yes.
That is one
Yes.
thing for sure.
Right.
And the fact that I am able to invite guests, and then I also have people who come on and pay a small fee to come on. So for
Yes.
me, it's like the best of both worlds. I'm
Yes.
able to do that
Absolutely.
and provide a platform to, I feel like I'm a regular person. Like, why will someone want me on a podcast? I
Oh,
know there are a lot of professionals who feel the same way. And a lot of podcast platforms charge like a lot of money. So I'm
yes.
like, you know what? You just pay $100. You are a professional. You're in Sydney. You're in India. You come on. We'll have a
Yes.
conversation. That is the idea, to keep it
Right. Right.
accessible for everyone. And of
Yes.
course, it's a good
Absolutely.
excuse to then invite people like you and be like, please come on my podcast. Can we have a
Thank
chat?
you so much for inviting, and it was really lovely to share about so many things.
Thank you so
And
much.
you
Thank
have
you.
pointed out so many things that I could reflect and feel
Oh my
happy
God.
about.
I look up to you
Oh,
because the way you took a stand and the way you communicated, I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And all the best wishes for you, Naina,
Thank you so much.
for
And
the
I hope
next
I'll
adventure.
see you in person next time there's
Yes,
an yes,
yes.
definitely.
Hopefully, we'll catch up on a
Maybe if you
cocktail
need
soon.
a assistant in your office to stick some things and do some stuff, I'm happy to come over on one of the days and help you out.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. We'll definitely meet.
I mean
Yes.
it, by the way.
Sure.
I'm not just saying it. Okay, thank you, Swapna. Have a really nice
Bye.
day.
Have a
Thank you so
lovely
much.
day. Bye bye.
Bye.